Webcams, USB microphones, and headsets have been dropping in price like crazy. In fact, I'm recording this segment with the Razer Kio Pro, and even though I bought this just a year ago for $200, I've seen this thing on sale lately for $99.99. And of course, the prices are going to depend on where you look, but I've seen other products on massive sales as well. Like this, the Elgato Facecam, not my favorite device, but I have seen this for lower than its launch price. Massive discounts on a bunch of headsets. One, for instance, is the HyperX Cloud Core, which I'm using right now to listen back to my audio. I'm in the process of reviewing this right now. I've seen this thing on sale for about 35 bucks, which is really crazy. And pretty much most of the HyperX Cloud lineup, I've seen those on massive discounts. Razer headsets, Elgato Wave mics, some cheap mics from like Fine and Toner, Blue microphones like the Blue Yeti, and even this microphone that I'm speaking into right now, the Razer Siren V2X. So why are prices plummeting? I switch over to the Sony ZV-1 to answer that question. Well, it's simple. The tech rush is over. Well, not the entire tech rush. Specifically, it's for most of the products that you need for working from home or doing online classes. The chip shortage hasn't stopped though, so next-gen consoles are still really hard to find, and a lot of really popular consumer electronics like cameras, this Sony ZV-1 for instance is really hard to find. The Sony ZV-E10 that has been performing really well, but well, there was so much demand and the chip shortage made it so that Sony actually had to discontinue that device even though it was so well received. So everything's not back in stock, but a lot of stuff is, and the stuff that is a lot lower in price for the most part in terms of streaming tech. It's obvious at this point that most people have physically gone back to school or to work. So the everyday person who never really had any interest of streaming on Twitch or making a full-time income on YouTube videos, but they did need a webcam or a microphone to video conference from home for school or for work, well, a lot of them no longer need those devices. So that covers webcams and microphones, but what about headsets? Why are these going on such a discount? For example, one of the HyperX headsets, the Cloud Alpha S, was $130 when I bought it, and I've seen that thing for 60 bucks. Pretty much all the ones that I bought in 2021 are selling for less in 2022. So here's my take on it. Headsets are really a luxury item that pair together with a leisure activity, which is gaming. Now, I know a lot of competitive players wouldn't like that term. Honestly, I'm not super big fan of that term, just leisure activity, but work with me here. So there's the free time element, and there's also the fact that a lot of the stimulus money, pretty much all of it that was being given out in 2020, 2021, it's all used up. So lots of different activities that people have to pay for on their free time, like Netflix, they're just being canceled. In fact, according to ABC News, Netflix lost 200,000 subscribers in Q1 of 2022. And based on Activision's first 2022 investor report, Call of Duty lost 50 million players over the last year. Players and Activision themselves are pretty much blaming everything from the latest game, Vanguard, to the setting and basically anything except the elephant in the room, which is Call of Duty was going to lose players regardless of what they did. Look, Call of Duty's main game is Warzone. Warzone is free. It doesn't really have anything to do with Vanguard. Some people like the new Warzone changes, some people don't. What's more important is that during the height of Warzone, you have to remember Warzone came out right at the peak of the pandemic in 2020. People that had nothing better to do with their time went over to Warzone, free game, hopped on it, game exploded. But a lot of the people that hopped in, now they have a lot more obligations of things to do. They don't have that much free time to just dump into playing. Work and school are eating up their time. Halo Infinite, Battlefield 2042, and Call of Duty Vanguard all failed for whatever reasons that you can come up with. But honestly, they were really doomed from the start. The phase of infinite growth that the pandemic started turned out to not be so infinite after all, once it kind of died down and then people start doing what they were doing before, which is obligations. And the FPS player base drop means a massive drop in the potential consumer base for headsets. Now, a lot of the higher end ones are still pretty expensive. Like, let me see if you can see back here, this Odyssey Penrose, that thing still costs 300 bucks. But a lot of the ones that were going for like 150 or 100, around that sweet spot range from like $75 to 150, I've seen a lot of those like halved in price. Back to the Razer Kio Pro here. Now, I don't expect this shift to change anytime soon, at least not in the really near future. I think webcams, mics, and headsets will continue to be at low prices, but make no mistake, inflation will catch up and these companies are going to have to make a profit eventually. So don't expect these low prices forever. Some of my favorite products that I can recommend that I've seen on good sales are this webcam that I'm talking into right now, the Razer Kiyo Pro. Not the best webcam of all time, but for the price, it's pretty amazing. Full price, I don't know about that, but $99.99 if you can find it for there. This microphone, the Samson Q2U, it's a USB mic or XLR mic. You can use either input. I'm not using it right now because I don't really like the tone of it for my voice, but it is a dynamic microphone and really good build quality. It's overall probably the best entry-level mic that you can get. This is the HyperX Cloud 2. I've recommended it many times. It's actually with the velour ear cups on it, not the stock ear cups. Well, it comes with both ear cups, so you can swap them out whichever you want. If you want the fake leather, you can use that, and if you want these, you can use these. Incredibly comfortable device, very good headset for FPS games. I have many videos on this. And the main light that I'm using right now, which is the Elgato ring light. Got the big box back there. Absolutely amazing light. It's the only reason the Razer Kiyo Pro looks as good as it does right now, because it has that really nice bright and soft light. So yeah, you can lock in a streaming setup or YouTube setup, whatever you want for content creation or video conferencing for pretty cheap now. To see the current pricing of all the devices that I've talked about, links are in the description.